Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my very hot and humid Florida garden. So in today's video, I am channeling fall with a planting project. I picked up a bunch of beautiful, colorful plants at the garden center yesterday. I can't wait to show you them. These plants are perfect for fall. They're actually gonna do really well in the hot, humid summer months leading into fall, but the colors, I am, like I said, channeling fall. I am ready for some cooler weather. It's actually, we're going through a heat wave here in Florida right now. The heat index today is like 106 degrees, and I am getting out into the garden way later than I anticipated. So it is full sun and full heat, the full heat experience. So let me spin you all around and I will show you our work area. It's actually over by my front door. Just to the left of the front door, there's a little planting bed, a little flower bed that I missed when I was kind of redoing the whole front yard the last few weeks. And like I said, I found these plants at the garden center yesterday and thought these would be perfect for that space. So let me flip you guys around and we'll get started. Okay, so to get started, here we are in my very sunny front yard. You can see all that sun over there. I'm actually standing under the shade, the canopy of an oak tree near my driveway, and it is easily 15 to 20 degrees cooler. But our work area for today is going to be right here. Like I said, it is just to the left of my front door as you walk up to my front porch. I've got this little flower bed here that is still empty. I've done all this kind of renovation work here in my front yard over the last few weeks between replanting the entire main front flower beds and then my hanging baskets last week, which are still looking incredible. And I completely forgot to factor in this area. So today we are going to be planting up this area. It is all ready for new plants. You can see that there's some drip irrigation lines that are run through here. So all we got to do is just place the plants and get them in the ground, and we'll add some beautiful color, texture, and movement, if you will, right here. Make it kind of a high impact focal point. So drum roll, please. These are the beautiful plants that I picked up yesterday. Like I said, I'm channeling fall and I am ready for the cooler weather. So I thought I might as well pack this whole area out with some beautiful Coleus plants. You can see just how amazing the colors are. Lots of oranges and yellows and burgundies and reds, even some purples. You can see this one here has got purples, kind of the purple veining. So all of these plants, I don't know the specific varieties. Like I said, they're all Coleus plants. The varieties are unmarked. So if you know what any of these varieties are, let me know in the comments. But you can see this one here has kind of peach and yellow with much larger, broader leaves with kind of a serrated edge. These ones are red with yellow edges, also kind of serrated, but more of a narrow leaf. These ones, I think this one's kind of my favorite. I've never seen this one. Much smaller leaves, but it's kind of got purples and bronzy orange colors. This one here with the kind of chartreuse green with purple veins. This one here with the orange and yellow. And then this one over here kind of looking like confetti, the yellow and the red, just so beautiful. And then I also picked up a Aztec Liriope plant. So you can see the variegated leaves, strappy leaves of the Liriope plant are gonna look so good with these Coleus plants. And also this Liriope plant ties in beautifully with the hanging baskets because I used the Liriope as a focal point in the center of these baskets last week. And also these baskets, just real quick, I had mentioned last week that I had issues with watering when with the baskets that I had planted up for the spring, but I went and bought these water globes. You fill these up with water. I got them at Walmart for like $3.50. You fill them up with water and then you stick them in and they kind of slowly release the water into the soil. This one here needs to be refilled, but you can see that's what they look like. Fill them up and then you just stick them right into the hanging basket like that, and it just slowly kind of trickles in and absorbs. Actually, this one over here, it looks like there is water in this one still. Yeah, so you can see this one still has water, the other one doesn't. But in any case, I'm getting distracted. I picked out the Aztec Liriope plants to really kind of tie in with the hanging baskets here. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun planting project. Should be quick and easy. Don't have a whole lot of plants here. As far as the cost, each one of these Coleus plants, there's 12 in total. They were just under $2 each. So we're talking less than $24 for 12 beautiful, colorful, high impact plants. And then This Aztec Liriope was a little bit more, yeah, $5.99 for this 1 gallon size. So in total, we're looking at like, I don't know, $30, $32 for, like I said, a high impact flower bed that I think is gonna add so much curb appeal and color right here next to my front door as you approach the front porch. So let me throw you guys up on the tripod and I will place these plants and then we'll get them in the ground. All right, so to start off, I'm gonna be using the Aztec Liriope here as kind of a focal point. I'm gonna put it in the center. It'll go about right there. Hopefully you can see everything. I'm using a wide angle lens on the camera, so hopefully you can see everything. I'll bring you in for a closer look in just a moment. But the plan is to use the Coleus plants and kind of encircle the Liriope. So I'm gonna do 3 plants, 2 plants, 1 plant on each side. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. And we'll do 1, 2, and 3, like that. And then we've got 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then we'll wrap up with putting 1 at the end, like so. Let me bring you all in a little closer and give you a close-up of the placement. So here's a close-up of the plant placement. I think this is gonna look so great once it's planted in. I love all the colors. This is exactly what this area needs. You can see I've got the Aztec Liriope in the center with the variegated leaves. That plant is pretty much full grown. That's about as tall as it's gonna get. It might mound out a little bit more as it matures. You can see I've got some regular non-variegated Liriopes planted in my front yard, and you can see how they kind of spread out. I love the look of these plants, and I love how they bloom with the little lavender purple bloom spires in the summer into the fall. But I think that this variegated one looks really good in contrast with the all green ones in the back. I actually think it looks really good with the Schefflera plant, the variegated Schefflera plant as well. So as far as the growth habit of the Coleus plants, those plants have kind of a mounding growth habit. They will top out at about probably 18 inches tall and wide. So we're gonna get some height on either side of the Liriope, but it's gonna look so good. This whole area is just gonna be a mass planting of color. And like I said, we're channeling fall with these beautiful fall colors, but the best part, these plants do so well in the intense summer heat. You can see they're in their containers, they're in blazing hot sun, and they are showing no signs of heat stress at the moment. They look spectacular. So these are tough little plants, and they are gonna carry us from summer right into fall with their beautiful color and texture. So I highly encourage you, I've already said this before, you know, these plants are what I said I spent like $30 to $32 on all of them. This is such an amazing way to add a high impact statement area in your front landscape, whether you're putting it right up next to your front door like me, or maybe down by the street where the mailbox is, or you know, wherever you need to put some beautiful color. I highly encourage you to use the Coleus plants. So let me throw you guys up on the tripod. Enough of my going on and mumbling. We're gonna plant everything up. I did pick up a new bag of plant tone fertilizer. I'm gonna be amending the planting holes as we plant the plants in. And then I've got my little hand shovel here that we'll use to dig our holes. So let me throw you guys back up on the tripod and we will get going on the planting aspect of today's project. So there we go. Everything is all planted in. I think this flower bed turned out beautifully. I also gave all these plants a good drink of water. Like I said, we've got a very high heat index today, 106 degrees, but you wouldn't know it based off how lush and beautiful these plants look. I love all the colors, the oranges, the burgundies, the yellows, the greens, and even the purples. I went in off camera and I did sprinkle some of this Captain Jack's bug and slug killer granules around the base of these plants. I deal with slug snails and earwigs in my garden, and they love to feed on the leaves of Coleus plants. So I always proactively put down the bug and slug killer. This stuff is for organic gardening. The active ingredients are iron phosphate and spinosad. It's effective for up to 4 weeks, and people and pets can enter the area after the product has been applied. You just open up the lid here and you just shake it in the mulch around all the plants. I'm not gonna do a thorough job because I already did this off camera, but you get the picture. And then when it comes to fertilizer, they don't need water-soluble fertilizer as much as flowering plants. I'd say go in maybe once a month, once every 6 weeks with some water-soluble plant food. I use this Proven Winners premium water-soluble plant food on all my plants, but I will add these Coleus plants to the rotation in the next few weeks. Again, not doing it weekly, about every 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be sure to link both the bug and slug killer and the Proven Winners premium water soluble plant food in the video description for reference, along with the plant tone that I used earlier. But overall, I love how this little flower bed turned out. I love all the colors, and this flower bed is going to take us right into fall with all these beautiful fall colors. So that's going to do it with this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I've inspired you to plant up a beautiful flower bed somewhere in your garden. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.